something big just happened in Japan, and Filipino fans have every reason to celebrate. SB19 has officially stepped onto one of Japan's biggest music festival stages, and their appearance at Summer Sonic Osaka has created a wave of excitement that goes far beyond the Philippines. On August 14, 2026, the Filipino boy group performed at Summer Sonic Osaka, bringing P-pop directly into one of Asia's most important international music festivals. But what makes this moment even more significant is the timing. SB19 didn't arrive in Japan as unknown newcomers hoping to get noticed. They arrived as a group that has already spent years building an international audience, performing on major stages, and proving that Filipino artists can compete on a global level. Japan is a completely different challenge. It has one of the most influential and competitive music markets in the world, and breaking through there is never easy, especially for an artist coming from outside the country. That is why SB19's Summer Sonic appearance feels like much more than another concert date. It feels like a statement that P-pop is ready to step onto bigger international stages and stand alongside some of the biggest names in Asian and global entertainment. And this time, SB19 wasn't simply representing themselves. They were carrying Filipino music, Filipino culture, and the entire P-pop movement with them. Summer Sonic is one of Japan's biggest music festivals, and the 2026 edition is particularly important because it marks the festival's 25th anniversary. SB19 was included on the massive stage in Osaka, alongside artists from Japan and other parts of Asia. That lineup alone tells you something about how far the group has come. A Filipino group that started by building its audience at home is now sharing a major Japanese festival stage with established international acts. For A-Tin, this is the kind of moment that feels almost unbelievable when you remember where SB19 started. But SB19 didn't simply show up and stand on that stage. They came ready to perform. They brought the energy, choreography, vocals, and stage presence that their fans have come to expect. The bigger challenge, however, was the audience. At a massive international festival, not everyone in front of you is necessarily a fan. Some people may know the group, others may have heard the name, and many could be discovering SB19 for the very first time. That means every performance becomes an audition for a new audience. And that is exactly what makes Summer Sonic so powerful. An artist can walk onto the stage with thousands of existing fans supporting them, but there are also thousands of people watching who have no emotional connection to the group yet. If those people leave thinking, "Who are these guys?" then something important has happened. A new audience has been created. Someone may go online and search SB19. Another person may listen to one of their songs. Someone else might share a performance clip with a friend. That is how international fandoms are built, one new listener at a time. For SB19, this opportunity is even bigger because they have already been building momentum in Japan. Their relationship with the Japanese market did not begin with Summer Sonic. The group has been taking steps to establish a stronger presence in the country, including Japanese promotional activities and merchandise opportunities. Their appearance at Summer Sonic is therefore part of a much larger strategy to introduce SB19 to Japanese audiences and create a long-term connection rather than simply making one appearance and leaving. There is also another major development that makes this timing even more interesting. SB19 is scheduled to hold a special fan meeting in Japan shortly after Summer Sonic. That means the group can potentially turn the attention from the festival into direct fan engagement. Someone who discovers SB19 at Summer Sonic can now see that the group is not just passing through Japan. They are coming back, meeting fans, promoting their music, and creating a real presence in the country. That matters because international success is rarely created by one viral moment. It usually comes from consistency. A group performs in a country, connects with fans, releases music, returns for another event, collaborates with local artists, and slowly builds recognition. SB19 appears to be following that kind of path. The Summer Sonic performance gives them visibility, while their other Japanese activities give that visibility somewhere to go. And then there is the social media effect. Whenever SB19 performs at an important international event, ATEN immediately become part of the story. Fans upload clips, share photographs, create edits, post reactions, and introduce the members to people who may not know them. A single performance can suddenly appear on thousands of screens around the world. That is one of the biggest advantages SB19 has today. Their fans are not passive viewers. They actively push the group forward. This is also why discussions about SB19 trending in Japan have become so exciting for fans. However, it is important to be precise when discussing specific ranking claims. Social media trends can refer to different platforms, hashtags, search categories, and time periods, so a claim that SB19 is number one should ideally identify exactly which platform or ranking is being referenced. But even without relying on one particular ranking, the bigger development is clear. SB19 is getting attention in Japan at a moment when the group is actively expanding its presence there. And that is the part people should pay attention to. The real story is not just one hashtag or one trending chart. The real story is that a Filipino group has reached one of Japan's biggest music festivals and is now using that platform to introduce P-pop to a wider audience. That is something that would have seemed almost impossible to many people years ago. Today, it is happening in front of a massive international audience. Think about what this means for Filipino music. For a long time, Filipino singers and performers have been recognized for their incredible vocal ability, but P-pop is now demonstrating that Filipino groups can build their own identity and compete internationally without having to copy another country's formula. SB19 has helped push that idea forward. Their music, choreography, language, and personality remain connected to where they came from, while their ambition is clearly international. That is one of the reasons SB19 has become such an important name in P-pop. They aren't simply trying to become popular outside the Philippines. They are helping create a pathway for other Filipino artists. When SB19 performs at a major festival in Japan, the impact can extend beyond the 5 members. Japanese audiences are being introduced to P-pop. International media have another reason to discuss Filipino music. Other Filipino artists gain a little more visibility, and fans become even more confident that their favorite artists belong on the global stage. There is also something symbolic about seeing Filipino performers standing on a Japanese stage in front of an international crowd. For ATEN, every cheer, every fan interaction, and every performance clip represents years of support. Many fans followed SB19 long before these international stages became possible. They watched the group grow through smaller performances, difficult periods, and major milestones. Seeing the group now appear at Summer Sonic creates a powerful feeling of payoff, but the journey is far from finished. In many ways, Japan could be the beginning of another chapter for SB19. If the group can turn festival exposure into long-term recognition, the possibilities become much bigger. More Japanese performances could follow. More collaborations could become possible. More fans could discover their music. And future P-pop artists could eventually follow the same path. The important thing is that SB19 has now opened another door. Summer Sonic gave them an opportunity to stand in front of a massive audience. But what happens after the festival could be even more important. The group now has to convert attention into connection. New listeners need to discover the music. New fans need reasons to stay. And the group needs to continue showing Japan why SB19 deserves a place in its music scene. For ATEN, this is the moment to celebrate, but it is also a moment to recognize how much has changed. A Filipino boy group is no longer being discussed only within the Philippines. SB19 is appearing at major international festivals, entering new markets, and creating opportunities that can benefit the entire P-pop industry. So when people say, SB19 shocked Japan, the phrase may sound dramatic, but there is a genuine story behind the excitement. The group walked onto one of Japan's biggest festival stages, performed in front of a new international audience, and continued a much larger push into the Japanese market. The attention surrounding their appearance is another sign that SB19's story is becoming increasingly global. And perhaps the most exciting part is that this does not feel like the ending of a journey. It feels like the beginning of something much bigger. Japan has now seen SB19 on one of its biggest stages. New listeners have had a chance to discover P-pop. Existing fans have another milestone to celebrate, and the group has another international chapter waiting to be written. From the Philippines to Japan, SB19 is proving that the dream of taking P-pop to the world is no longer just a dream. It is happening, one stage at a time. Summer Sonic Osaka was another major step, and if the reaction continues to grow, this could become one of the moments that fans look back on and say, that was when Japan really started paying attention to SB19. And if that happens, the next question becomes even more exciting. Where does SB19 go from here? Because after conquering another major international stage, the group may have just opened the door to an entirely new audience, and A10 will undoubtedly be watching every step of the journey.